Hi, Michael Stroger here of the Twin Galaxies podcast, here along with Ben Gold, the That's Incredible champion from 1982. Am I correct?
That is correct. Well, actually 83.
83, I'm sorry. It's such an honor to meet you here today. I'm so glad that you're going to be in the first class of the inductee into the International Video Game Hall of Fame. How does it feel when you were contacted about being inducted in the International Video Game? How did you feel about that?
Well, I mean, obviously I'm very happy to be here.
Mm-hmm.
I was, the first part, what was interesting was to hear that there were only 29 people that were accepted, so I understood that that was an exclusive group. And so, I mean, there's a lot of other people that I felt should be here or have done a lot, had made a bigger impact than I did. So, so I was just but again, I was just very happy to hear that. And yeah, you know, it's to me the question is really not so much this one, but I'm excited to see the direction of the Hall of Fame, to see where Walter's going to bring it, because I can see that this is the beginning. There's no hard infrastructure in terms of a museum, working out some logistics, and I think that this has the potential, if it's done right, to really be able to attract pilgrimages of people that want to be. This is where everything started. Oh,
it would be a part of entertainment for travelers to come here, and it would be a part of Ottumwa's history as a part of the Twin Galaxies arcade. My other question about the That's Incredible game show.
Yeah.
Do you see it in the potential future that may happen again? And would you watch something like that in the future?
Well, I think it's kind of, as far as modern gaming, there's been many attempts to create channels and different kinds of entertainment medium. So I'm not sure whether a Donkey Kong or a Pac-Man kind of, going back to the arcade games would do so well. I mean, I think what I've figured out is that financially, the old games that I played maybe account for a very small percentage of the marketplace today.
Yes.
However, where the value is in the fact that a lot of the 30-somethings to the early 50s, people remember that as their childhood. And that's where the draw is that people, it's almost, when we talk Pac-Man and Space Invaders, people remember their childhood. It's more of an emotional thing. So, I don't know. I mean, there's many directions, many ways. The people are still trying to figure out how to monetize video games. I mean, what I'm surprised about, and what I think would be really interesting is if one day there was a major league, or I would say a gaming league, kind of like the National Football League, the NBA or Major League Baseball. Right now there's a lot of different leagues. You've got Twin Galaxies out there kind of as the referees. You have a Hall of Fame museum. So I still see that there's potential for something to, because if something like that were to gel.
Yeah, I think we're working in the right direction here at the Twin Galaxies. Obviously, there's a couple other like Major League Gaming. I believe that's more of a team-oriented thing, but that doesn't cover the broad genre. I'm thinking of more of like a tournament type setting of all type of video games. I mean, but there's gray areas, of course.
The thing here, and I'll tell you, my weakness is if you're asking me kind of, and I'll just say kind of off the record, this is not my expertise.
Yeah, that's okay.
It's just, I kind of have an idea, but I'm not like on the know on kind of where modern gaming is going. Okay,
well, do you play any current, you still playing the old games, or?
I play a little bit of Millipede. I'm still pretty good at that. My philosophy is different than, let's say, some of the other counterparts is, I look at it like this. One of my sports heroes is a guy named Roger Staubach. He used to play for the Cowboys, and unfortunately for my life, I'm a Cowboy fan, which is kind of a curse. It's been at least the last 15 years, or 13. Now, Roger Staubach had a really good career, but nobody goes to him today to say, hey, we need you to throw 3 touchdown passes next game. And it's kind of like I enjoyed being a champion or being part of really a group of champions, because we were maybe 10, 15 people in the core. Billy, me, Steve Sanders, Darren, Olson, Chris Steele. I mean, I can name 10 or 15 people that I ran with. And we were always wanting to do the professional gaming thing, but pretty much I made a clear split. Like in '84, I knew the arcades weren't going to work, that the professional gaming as I envisioned it wasn't going to happen. And so I went really for about 15 years with almost no contact. And only in 2000 when Billy tracked me down, which is pretty funny because him and Walter called me when I was in Europe, did I kind of get reacquainted with the whole video game thing. And then these 2 documentaries came out. So there was kind of a filming period in 2005, at least I was only in Chasing Ghosts. And then after all that came out, things calmed down. So I have been it's been more looking back at the history of video games than kind of, I mean, like I have a son who's really into a lot of the newer online games, and I spend my time restricting him from playing.
Fine.
So I don't know if that answers that.
Oh, it does for sure. Do you have a favorite video game by chance? Your favorite? Do you have an absolute? Okay, well, let me say that differently. Stranded Island, you could only have one video game.
I'd probably get bored.
Well, I mean, one video game.
Now, when I was 16, if you gave me a millipede machine, I probably would be there for a day or for a couple of days before I noticed there was nobody there. But the Ben Gold of today, I mean, video games hold maybe, I don't know, it's not who I am. I mean, playing the video games. I do feel, and that's something that I would like to have, is I would like to have the story. I don't think the story of Twin Galaxies has been told yet. There's been 2 documentaries out there which have covered certain elements of it, but I still think there were a lot of things that happened in '82 and '83 that I would like to maybe express or be able to do, because that was a really interesting time period.
Very neat. That was the national championship team, correct?
Yeah, well, it's, and it's not just I mean, for me, it was Life magazine. That was like a watershed event. Really, in many ways, is looked at as history's first video game gathering of competitors. So, like, when we talk even about That's Incredible, and I don't, how do I say, I mean, I kind of had forgotten about it. I mean, it was only after Walter called me up and said, no, but you won the first video game championship. And I'm going, okay, whatever. I mean, it was a nice thing. But I always considered us to be more of a friend. We were more friends, and then for very short periods of time, competitors.
Very neat.
We ran together, and we all were just trying to figure. We were on this forefront, kind of like pioneers, figuring out where's this going to take us. And unfortunately, the economy there was really no way to monetize what we did.
That's true. Well, it sounded like a great time, and maybe we will hear that story soon in the future. Maybe a filmmaker will make it and contact you guys about the story of Twin Galaxies.
I will tell you this, though. What I've learned through Chasing Ghosts, and especially through King of Kong, is that the next time that I'll just say that I want to make sure that the next time I take the energy to do that there's certain elements of the story that I want to be in there.
Very neat. Well, congratulations on your induction into the Video Game Hall of Fame.